Good evening, and a happy new year to everybody for the first show of the American Scouser TV Thursday night podcast. That's the Tinnipa of 2026. If your New Year's resolutions were to continue doing the same stupid crap you've been doing for the past, let's say 9 months at least, then your name may be Arnie Slot. We have our first game of the year today, and my word, was that dreadful to watch. Absolutely awful, devoid of any entertainment, energy, fizz, except for maybe an occasional moment or two when Frimpong got the ball in the first half and when Rio came on, like we've been screaming for weeks and weeks on this show, because he may only be 17, but he does something when he gets on the field. Joined by the usual crew, Brian, Cozzy, and the seething bottle of rage, Cozzy. How are we, gentlemen? Apart from, disappointed about what we're about to talk to, because we're going to go straight into the topic of the day, because if it was a battling performance by a Leeds team that's causing everybody problems, and he made their goalkeeper work his ass off and he was doing superhuman stuff, we'd be disappointed with the result, but we'd be happy that we did all of the right things. I don't know if we did even the first beginnings of the right things today, because I don't know if we got out of the midfield, centre circle at all. We played some nice passes in there. To be fair, they were some fantastic passes in the centre circle, usually backwards. But what's that? At some point, we have to say here, gentlemen, am I not right? The manager's in trouble of his own making. At what point is he going to either the penny drop for him or the penny drop for the board? Because the fans certainly letting the penny drop with the reaction at the end of that game. Cozzy, I like to see the David Banner stroke incredible Hulk-esque green eyes build up. So we'll start with Susie and Brian, so you can fester the anger a bit more. Brian, what did you think of the performance today? Do we need to even ask? But what did you think of it?
Underwhelming, inept. I mean, you can just go down the list of things right there. I mean, it seems like that we never got out of second gear the entire match. It was the slowest paced match that I think I've ever seen us play. I mean, it was in a while. I mean, we just didn't really have any ideas. I mean, we couldn't break down can this side break down a low block? That's the question I really want to know right there. I mean, because I don't see how we ever do. And it seems like this league has now gone down to that's the way that they're going to actually play. They're going to actually go and dig down each time. And you would think with the creativity that we have that we would be able to break that down. I don't like Verts on the left-hand side. I think it's a waste, and I can't. And I'll go back to the thing that I threw into in the room 4-3-3. That god darn 4-2-3-1 formation is a shit. All you do is come out there and cut people off. You cut your forward off and you're done. And that's what they did. They basically cut us off and just contained us the entire match. I mean, so we got nothing out of that. I mean,
here's the difference. The team may not have got first gear, but we were out of the traps because I forgot to put the agenda for today. So here it is. If you're wondering, we're going to talk about the game. No, that's the wrong one. So let's forget that. We've started off badly, just like the team. So we're going to talk about the game. This Ordonez kid that apparently we may be actually buying in the defence, and then we look forward to, and I don't know why, the Fulham game. Now, slow and plodding, just before we went on air, because he made mention of the Roy Hodgson days. And that football was uninspiring as well. However, Susie, you could see what Hodgson was trying to do, because Hodgson was trying to do what he did with all of the relegation teams that he had coached beforehand. He was coaching the Liverpool of Torres, Reina, Gerrard, Carragher. I know there was Konchesky and Paulson and all. There wasn't a great squad, but he coached them as if they weren't a great squad, as opposed to Klopp coming in and tell everybody, we're going to be good. You may not be good now, but we're going to be, a different attitude. But at least Hodgson had the Hodgson plan. The same plan he had at West Brom, the same plan he had at Fulham, Crystal Palace. The Swiss team that I'm going to butcher now, Zucatel Napanic, that one. Malmo, as he was fond of telling us, it was the same plan, 4-4-2, defensive counter-attack, and no real kind of creation or inventiveness. But we knew there was a plan. We just didn't like it. I don't know what Slot's plan is. I've spent a long time in the game, and I've studied a ton of coaches, professional and famous ones, and non-professional and non-famous ones. And I've no idea what Slot's trying to do. What is the deal with this guy? Is he trying to get himself sacked, or is he literally frozen like a deer in headlights?
I really, not to sound like whatever, racist or whatever, but he's a stereotypical Dutch manager, and I thought he broke that mold last season. I thought we got something here, and you can copy and paste all his post-match games. We can't beat a low block. Why? We're talking about the Leeds team. The last time they didn't concede was the first game of the season. So every other team has managed to score against this team. And we have all these players, and I know, there's a point where the players have to take responsibility. But our players shouldn't be gassed at 60 minutes. We spent 9 years watching Klopp's teams play 110 minutes. Even if we were 2-0 down at 90 minutes, you knew we were going to come back and win this game. We can't get past 60 minutes without the same old excuse that players are tired. Well, maybe not take the lactate testing or lactate training out of your fucking training. It makes no sense. It's like literally insanity. And I keep saying it. If you look back at Discord, you type in the words ineptitude, lack of intensity, lack of ideas, and
just be careful. If you type those words in, you get my face as well. To be fair, some people don't get confused.
And the fact, I mean, we're just fans on this podcast. We're just fans, and look, people are watching. We're just fans, and if we can see what's wrong, how is this guy not able to see that this is not working? And for anyone who's thinking, oh yeah, Slot got the better of Salah, we miss Salah. I don't care. It's like that saying, like, oh, we win the battle and not the war. And that's exactly what Slot did. He won the battle. He didn't win the war. We need Salah. We lack creativity. We lack ideas. This team, they are not playing for Slot. They're not. And I'm old school, as you guys know. Like, I don't want to see managers get fired. With Liverpool. But this guy has to go. Like, the fact that I'm agreeing with Michael Owen, that alone is just enough to say this guy has to fucking go. Like, he's, I shouldn't be feeling this on New Year's Day. I shouldn't be. I was looking forward to this game, and it's just like, I don't even know what I was watching. It was just so horrible. And you got players like Wirtz on there, Ekatike, Frimpong. Players that you can see they're trying to do something, but they don't know what they're doing. It's like these players don't know. At some point, you got to show it. Oh yeah, we know what each other's doing. We work as a team. I don't think they are. I think they're working in their positions away from everyone else. And then it's like watching an England team. You've got all these great players in the golden era of England. You've got Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard, and we golden age era of players. Put them together, they can't play, and that's exactly what we are. And it's incredible, like 6-7 months into this, that our players don't know how to play with each other.
I think wanting to sound like Michael Owen and agreeing with Mr. Kinkiest New Year's resolution I've ever heard in my entire life. So that's just a bizarre one, to be fair. Now, here's my thing, and I've said this before, and I wasn't taken seriously, but I'm going to say it again, because I was really into Brendan Rodgers when he first came along to Liverpool, and I wanted to know how he did everything. And I've said before that slot ball is Brendan ball 2.0. And it's essentially, we've seen, Cosy has pointed this out many times, both graphically and verbally. I don't mean graphically in descriptive terms, but in actual pictures. Our pressing game is horrendous, and it's the pressing game of Brendan Rodgers, who seems to think, if one player was running towards the ball, we are now pressing. But that's not pressing, as we all know. Pressing is it's 1 against 11. That's what it should feel like for the player on the ball. I was looking at X, formerly known as Twitter, which people should be following us on. Little comments and match analyses and stuff in the Athletic and from the Athletic and the Anfield Wrap, showing pretty much the same groups of pictures of 4 or 5 Leeds players in their own half and 2 Liverpool players chasing after the ball. And it just reminds me, and it gives me the heebie-jeebies of the worst of Brendan Rodgers, in the sense that it seems like he's building his entire plan on midfield possession and hoping that somebody will dig him out. And when you have Salah on fire looking to break goal scoring records, when you have Suarez and Sturridge linking up fantastically, and Gerrard having like a swan like an autumn of his career, they will dig you out and it'll look fantastic. And if you're a smart manager, which Rodgers was in that season, you'll just go with the flow. This manager doesn't seem to go with the flow, does he? He gets something that works, like the 4 diamond 2, which put everybody in positions that they were comfortable in and able to naturally mix with the other players, and then changes it back all of a sudden. And now we're back to the 4-2-3-1. As we discussed on the Discord, Ekitike, not really a number 9, so he's looking for the ball. He's dropping into midfield to try and get the ball because nobody's giving it to him as the number 9. We have Frimpong doing, I thought in the first half, a really good right attacking midfielder's job, getting services into the box, but there's nobody there because we're not expecting the ball into the box because we usually spend 20 minutes passing around the centre circle. And that's the thing, Cosy, isn't it? As much as you've had your suspicions about Arne Slot from the very beginning, let's say the first 3 weeks of the season, of the first season, the fact is he's given us every little bit of ammunition to criticize him, isn't he? He's not. Hodgson was Hodgson. Rodgers was a bit smarmy about stuff, but like Benitez, Dalglish second time around, Houllier, if there was a problem, they tried to solve it somehow. This guy isn't doing that, is he?
I think, he has tried to solve it because he's not playing the same way that he did early on in the season, but he's gone so far the other way where that's not going to work harder and that's not going to buy you time. Liverpool are just shit. And whether we like that or not, lads, whether we want to say it, let's be honest with it, we're just garbage. Like, we're a really, really bad football team. Really bad football teams do things that Liverpool are doing. So we're just going to call it as it is. Whether we rate the players or not, we all know we've got a quality side. There's quality in the team. But as a team, as a collective, we're really bad. Like, we literally play against sides. And every time we play against anyone in the league, they fancy us. They fancy themselves. Wolves come to Anfield, and again, I didn't watch the game last year. I only watched the hour highlights, so I've seen enough, which was fucking painful. I should have just watched the 2 goals and got on with it. But I did watch the hour highlights, and they've come in the second half and fancied themselves. They've got 2 points in 17, 18 games. They're coming and going, we can pull this back to 2-2. You should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed. You can look about this little mini revival Liverpool have kind of went on. And listen, I will give full credit to the manager. You have to change something. You can't continue to lose footy matches. You need to do something. Liverpool have stopped losing footy matches. But Liverpool are also not trying to win footy matches. And Liverpool only win footy matches by moments of quality from certain players or opportunistic moments. So I'll give you an example. The Brighton game. Liverpool beat Brighton 2-0. Looks like a great result. We score in the first minute. It's easy to play a football match when you score in the first 40 seconds and you get a 1-0 lead and you can play within yourselves and you can do this little, passive, non-aggressive style of play when you're 1-0 up. Do you know what I mean? Because you can control the game and then Liverpool score a second and then we all go fine and dandy. Liverpool couldn't get the ball off a 9-man Spurs team. Everyone's whacking. We couldn't get the ball for 10 minutes. Wolves have come and fancied themselves and they got 2 points. We go to Inter Milan and listen, it looks like a great win now, of course, but it's not a penalty. What do you mean, it's not a pen. You know what I mean? It's such a cheap pen. I know, we can all sit about the foul on Bastoni. Bastoni's silly, of course, he makes the referee make a decision, but it's still not a foul. So, Sunderland, you know what I mean? An absolute nothing. We've just had one of these performances against Sunderland. It was the same performance that we had today. It was a deflected goal in the 88th minute to rescue a point. The Leeds game, okay, I can feel sorry for the manager in the Leeds game because if Canati doesn't lose his mind, Liverpool just win the game 2-0 and we all sit there and go great away performance. Do you know what I mean? Leeds have kind of accepted the defeat and then Canati gives them loads of hope in the game. Going back to today, I can feel sorry for the manager a little bit in terms of the injuries. He is unlucky to lose Salah and Isaac. That's whether injuries or whatever, AFCON and stuff like that. That's unlucky. The centre half situation is a little unlucky, but you were getting out of Joe Gomez, but I wasn't expecting Leone to start Premier League games anyway, so you can kind of swallow that. And then the midfield is kind of the midfielders anyway. They're all there. There's no excuse for the midfielders, is there? Do you know what I mean? I'm dumbfounded, gents. This feels like the end anyway. It feels like a lot of when and not if. And listen, it's not like I want the manager sacked. I want Liverpool to win the next footy match. So if Arne Slot's in charge, I just want Liverpool to win the next footy match. And I don't care if who's in charge. That's how my attitude always been. I'm not interested who's in charge. I want Liverpool to win fucking footy matches. I want Liverpool to be looking like when they're at home under the lights, when the teams around you drop points like United and like Chelsea. Chelsea look like a bag of rags, of course. But they're in the top 4 race with you. Villa have just been battered by Arsenal. You can go and claw some points back on Villa. There's no intensity. There's no tempo. There's no identity. I don't know how we score a goal. There's not, even when, you're talking about the press thing, and the press things really annoy me because you can play certain styles of footy, gents, we all know this. But if you're going to have a pressing team, everyone's got to do it. Otherwise, gaps just open up. So the argument is, and this is what I've been calling for weeks on this on this show, I've been calling for weeks on the Friday show. Szoboszlai is doing this press. And I've told you thousands of times about Szoboszlai. Where's your leadership? Where's your brain IQ to go, well, if they're not going to come, I can't go. Do you know what I mean? And if you keep going and they still don't come, drag them along with you. You grab Gavin Birch and Curtis Jones. Where's your leadership? Where's the leaders on the pitch? We see people talk about the centre half and Van Dijk. Mate, you just missed an header from 8 yards out, a free header. You're 6'5", cop end. Fucking in the 80th minute or something, go and fucking score the winner. Do you know what I mean? It's a free header, isn't it? The target. I'm disgusted by them. I really am disgusted because I know we make the joke about the audition, Dave, mate. This team has fucking 5 million times more talent in it. Talent all over the park. Do you know what I mean? And we can sit there and talk about the manager. The manager's tactically inept. I'm not interested in what anyone says about this tactical genius. I just watched the Bull Dutchman and fucking Man United for 2 years and I used to laugh at them for playing the same style of garbage, and now we're playing it. These lads, it doesn't matter how they're set up, should be doing better. But some of the manager's subs are absolutely fucking baffling. I don't know about you lads. He's on the 60th minute and he just goes, see what we're doing here, gents? We're just going to change 7 people's positions with 3 subs. What the fuck are we doing? Like, genuinely, what are we doing? Frimpong is the great example. So, Frimpong's playing well, okay. So you want to do the sub Bradley, okay. So you put Frimpong right back for 5 minutes. So you're telling me that sub in Chiesa wasn't ready for 5 minutes. So then you've sub Frimpong anyway. Like, why wouldn't you just do Bradley and Frimpong at the same time and just go, right, we're just doing it then? 5 minutes later, you went, I'm going to take Frimpong off now. By the way, he dropped Frimpong back when Frimpong was our most, looked like the lad who looked like he wanted to win a footy match today. The only one who looks like he might, you know what? I might fancy winning a footy match. So, lads, I don't know where we go. I'm genuinely just fucking end the season now. Like, and I can sit there. And by the way, the last thing I want to say before we get on to anyone else. Yes, the manager needs centre halves, he needs a forward and all this kind of stuff. It's January the 1st, lads. Liverpool needed the centre half since October. So if this lad comes in 2-3 days, okay, fair enough. We'll see what happens. Liverpool has needed a forward since October. Liverpool needed a forward in the summer to replace Luis Diaz. Like, we needed a winger. This is not a surprise, is it? That Liverpool needed a winger. Are we all surprised that Joe Gomez is injured? Is this fucking caught people by a shock? Oh my God, Gomez was injured. Leone got injured in September. We should have announced the signing in November. We should have had Van Dijk style next to the Christmas tree. I'll see you next week on the 1st, and I'll be on the bench for you fit. So let's see what happens.
So on that note, Brian, because it is a good point, but I think it's important to separate that type of thing from slot towards the transfer people, because obviously they're supposed to be the ones that are doing that. And I've said time and again, it just always feels to me, it felt to me the first time around, and it still feels like it to me now, that I don't want to say Richard Hughes specifically, but Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes and that crew are always almost more interested in being the smartest people in the room rather than deal makers. Schmadtke, as much as we like the meme of him casually rocking up in his tracksuit and his string vest and all that. He had deals ready to go when they were ready to go. He was working in the back. He could afford to sit on the beach in the deck chair when the transfer window was closed because he did his business when it was closed. Yeah, that's the whole point. So I mean, there's a confluence of things that are kind of tripping us up. But on what Cozzy said there, I mean, I don't feel sorry for Slot in terms of the injuries because we don't have an identity. When Klopp had injuries, everybody who came in, from the kids, we knew what they were going to do. They knew what they were going to do, and they went and won a League Cup doing it with players, as Cozzy rightly pointed out on the day. We're never going to kick a ball for Liverpool again, but their names are written in history because they knew exactly what Klopp wanted from them. So that is the main issue, isn't it? If there was an identity with Klopp and we could see the injuries are taking their toll, as soon as he gets those players back, this is going to be magic. This is how it's happened before. But I mean, no, I don't know any level of football you have to have experience in to look at that team and go, oh yeah, this is what they're trying to do. Because we don't know, do we?
We don't. I mean, and really, if you think about the Klopp system, was everybody was a cog in a machine. Everybody knew their role, and you had somebody who was going to put in place for that role in the resis or in the academy side. So you already knew there was a plan of succession that went on when you brought players on. We don't have that right there. I mean, honestly, right there, the midfielders that we could have right there that would use for rotation right there, they've already been loaned out. And this whole thing about I got into a whole thing on Discord about why we didn't go after Mark Goey in June when we knew we needed a center half. And I think, and again, it goes back to the whole problem is that why are we trying to make these like little roundabout deals and doing these little things right here when we know what the squad needed? And this was even before Jota happened, the accident happened. We knew the players that we needed in this squad. I mean, and we can't have left it till late for Mark Gahey. And if Crystal Palace wasn't going to do a deal, move on. We still need to fill that position right there. And so we should have came there and took care of that a long time ago. And again, it goes back to the same thing that all of us in here have been complaining about right there with this transfer committee that's happened through here. Did we make some good buys this summer? Sure. I think Ekiteke is a brilliant buy. I think he was a low risk player to go in there to purchase, and I think we're getting the reward out of him. I thought Isak was a high-risk player, and I still am going to say that right there. I think he's a high-risk transfer. I mean, it's not even just the price right there. It's what he is. Just that if you go back to the things that he in his past and start digging through, like Cersei and I talked about right there about muscle injuries and different things like that, those things take tolls on players. But again, it goes back to like – with this current side, you're right. There is no identity at the moment right now. We're reactionary. We don't actually go through with a solid game plan that coming into the match. We play to the point right there where 60th minute where all the legs are completely worn out, and then we bring players and we start putting square pegs and round holes and start making patchwork things. Like Kazi said right there, we pull Frimpong back out to be a right back for 5 minutes, and then we sub him out. That to me says there's no plan, no idea at all right there, because Frimpong easily was the most offensive player and actually the player that was actually making plays in that entire match. So I don't know what the issues are right there. I mean, I don't know whether it's a fly-by-night management system like theirs, or whether these players like there from last year were so conjoined together that they already knew how to play with each other, or is this something that the newer players need to get melded together? But you would think by December right there, we should have had some cohesion at this point right there, and not still going there and falling apart in the second half of every single match.
Susie, I'm always curious about how managers train their players and what they do. We talk about pressing, and anybody who does any coach at any level who does pressing understands very, very quickly your players have to be fit to do that. Marcelo Bielsa, one of the most pressing managers in the world, and I would love him to be here just for the fun of it all, especially for the 3-hour press conferences. But he trains his players like it's going out of fashion with fitness so that they are ready to do that job. It takes its toll. So you probably have to refresh a squad like that every 2 years for sure. But that's the price you pay for success. You're going to be at Liverpool for let's say under Klopp, you're going to be at Liverpool for 2 years. You're going to get the legs run off you. As Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain said, you do it for like a month or two, and then the pain goes away. And then you know why you're doing it all the time. But you're going to challenge for trophies. You're going to be up there coursing Manchester City's 115 charges because you got like a records points total, and they just got up by one more on top of it. But you're gonna pay. You're gonna feel that success. We are trying to play a game that we're physically not prepared for, which means that when we do win the ball, we're all over the place. We don't have Brazil type players that can creatively go 1 against 4 and take everybody on. So it really is. It's a recipe for a Yorkshire pudding that doesn't have any eggs, flour, or milk in it, isn't it?
Yeah, and just like I said, and these players should not be running out of gas 60 minutes into a game. The professional players that have played the game since 8, 6, 7, 8. For all the crap that we gave Linders in terms of training, the training regimes where these players end up where the hamstrings gone and so forth. If it wasn't for that City team, we'll be winning. We'll be sitting on 2 more league titles at least. We were just unlucky, and the teams, like I said, teams could be a goal up against us at 90 minutes, knowing that the game's not over. Liverpool played until 110 minutes, and we just never gave up. And it's like now, it's just like, well, if you get into the second half without conceding a goal, it's suddenly it's an okay game. We didn't concede. No, that's not Liverpool. Any other manager, any other top manager with these players. And, we can blame the transfer, Edwards and Hughes, whatever. But if I was Edwards and Hughes, I wouldn't give a slot anything. It's like if you can't get the best out of Wirtz, Ekitike, Frimpong, and all the Szoboszlai and McAllister, and if you can't get the best out of them, why am I going to give you any more decent players? That'll be my thinking. Because I'm telling you now, Guardiola will get a tune out of these players. Arteta possibly will probably get a tune out of these players.
David Moyes will get a tune out of these players.
That's the thing. The managers out there, like when Slot was like, on the brink of maybe getting fired, all these managers, God knows how many managers were like rubbing their hands like, I want that job. Oh. Look at the players like Salah, Frimpong, Ekitike, Isaac, Alisson, like Van Dijk. And that Slot somehow has managed to make these players go from Premier League champions to fighting for top 4. That's not who we are. And it has to come down to him and the training. I don't know what they're doing in training. They're not training together. Absolutely not training together.
I've seen some of them. It's a lot of like 2v2 training. Like it's like really small stuff. I just want to make one little point there before that. Just the point of like order or interest or fact or whatever. But Linders was the technical coach. It's the Cornwire guy that looked like the mini me. Klopp was the fitness guy.
Yeah. The thing is though, right? And I agree with like the fitness side. We don't look fit.
Absolutely not.
We don't look coached.
Let me just have it phrase in my head, and it's got probably crap. But you're a boxing guy like me. You're a boxing fan. If a boxer only trains for 4 rounds, he's never making it to 12, is he? No matter how talented he is.
Well, yeah, I know, and I get all this, and that's why I'm very annoyed by this because Liverpool have been playing once a week in the last 3 weeks. Liverpool don't play once a week. We haven't played once a week for 3 weeks on the bounce. For years, by the way. There's always been like a cheeky game getting rescheduled in there by someone. So we have that issue as well. And I agree with what you're saying in terms of the coaching part. The reason why I have an issue with the Hughes and Edwards thing, Liverpool's, after all the signs they did, and no one's complaining on the Isaac and Ekitike and that, right? There were still glaring issues that had to be resolved. And we can sit there. I can't believe people are blaming Crystal Palace for the thing falling through. It's absolutely wild. That's like me blaming Walmart for not going to buy the bread. The bread's not there. Like, that's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to go 3-4 weeks before, 8 weeks before, and give them the correct money. They've just seen you spunk 100 million on Wirtz, Ekitike, 140 on fucking Isaac, and they're going to go, we'll give you 35 for your skipper. It's like, are we having a serious chat? Is this serious? You've got to go there and just do it properly if he's the right man. Now, it comes down to it, gents, right? Liverpool clearly need players. The manager's a fucking bag of rags. Seriously, and I agree with what you're saying, right? That's why I kept asking you guys weeks ago, and I will ask you the question again. The question is he the right manager? The question is, do Liverpool want to spend another 500 million over 2-3 windows, and do you trust him to get it right? That's the only way. It's not like, do you trust him now to win footy matches? That's not the question. The question is, we're about to spend another fucking 500 million on some centre halves, probably a left winger, maybe a right winger to replace Salah. Is he the right man?
But that's what I'm saying, is that, that's the question. Is there a manager out there who's going to get the best out of this group and then get the best out of the new players coming in? Because it's not Arne Slot right now.
There's also a part of this, though, gents, sometimes, and Liverpool don't do this very often. A stopgap has to just happen. Liverpool don't do stopgap signs. It's very rare. We don't come back and Davis and players like that. Shaqiri was a bit of an opportunistic stopgap signing, and he stuck around for a couple of 3 years. But I look now and think, Liverpool just need a winger. We just need a bit of pace and a bit of directness out of our wingers. We have the most undirect wingers. Frimpong, for example, great today for 45, 50 minutes. Clearly couldn't finish it off, could he? Couldn't do 90, so he's been hooked. I look around now and go, well, Serge Gnabry's out of contract in 6 months. And he's 30. Whether you like Serge Gnabry or not as a football player, he's a winger and he's a fucking body. And whether you like it or not, he's better than Chiesa. So whether you rate him highly or not, he's better than Chiesa. So the argument isn't always sometimes, and I think this is where Liverpool fall into traps, is that they look and go, well, he's not on our list. So, and the list is available in the summer, so we'll wait till the summer to get him. And that's great, and it's worked out really well at times. You've got to give them credit, lads. It's worked out really well at times. But sometimes you've got to go, well, is this guy just better than that guy? Do you know what I mean? For example, I'm just using Gnabry as an argument now. Because Gnabry, the reason why I'm saying Gnabry's out of contract in 6 months. So there could be basically you can speak to foreign clubs. Liverpool or foreign club. Is he better than Chiesa? Well, yeah. Is he better than Rio right now? Yeah, of course he is. You know what I mean? Is he more direct than Gakpo? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes you just got to have those type of signs. I don't think Liverpool do that. Liverpool's top 4 is on the line. People talk about winning the Champions League. Are you fucking mad? We're going to get absolutely battered by Arsenal. We're going to go it says you just mentioned it, on the 70th minute, and they're going to be bringing Eze off the bench. What the fuck are we going to do? What out? Genuinely, think about this for a second, Sergi, because I know how much you hate Arsenal, because I hate them as much as well. They're bringing Odegaard and Eze on the 70th. What are we going to fucking do?
Wellity, get ready.
Yeah, get on. Maybe you can do something. Do you know what I mean? This other thing is that's really annoying me today, gents, because he's went back to it. Let's just throw all the forwards on and see what happens. It's just awful, isn't it?
I mean, that's if anybody remembers, I know Sazi remember, that's like a Jerry Francis 1990 Spurs kind of attack. When he had
it's Kevin Keegan's Newcastle, famously Kevin Keegan's Newcastle. They'd have 6 forwards on at the end of the game. And
to be fair, Kevin
Jerry Francis had
6 forwards at the start of the game as well.
Because obviously, ideally Spurs. He had like Nick Barmby, Klinsmann, he had like 5 forwards.
What I'm getting at this, gents, he kind of went away from that the last few games. And as Macka just said, he went back to the old formation, and then went back to doing those subs, which it's just bizarre. Everyone was going to say Bradley didn't play well. Yeah, Bradley didn't play well. I wouldn't have hooked him. He's just a right back. Just leave him right back. Just leave him. We had, again, gents, we're playing Leeds at home. We've had 3 right backs. We're playing Leeds at home. Just play a lad 90 minutes and then just go. I'll tell you why. The stopgap is Arsenal. For people who don't know this, the stopgap is Arsenal. Why is the stopgap Arsenal? Because you've got Barnsley next. You've got a 10-day rest. Just get the lads to Arsenal. They can do 90s. We've seen all. Bradley's tough. I get his arguments in that argument. If he wants him to do Fulham and Arsenal, I'm not sure. But the argument is still, again, even at the left back position, why is Kirkers being dropped? I thought Kirkers was actually growing into his Liverpool career. I thought the last 3 games were pretty decent. And then Kirkers gets dropped. It's like, and before people say, well, you needed the rest. You needed the rest. I've seen him just play for Bournemouth in the Premier League, but high attacking Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean? Alongside Dean Huijsen, who went to Real Madrid, Zabani, who went to PSG, Kepa's at Arsenal.
As a wing back. Up and down the field,
and then he drops him today. Just win today. beat Fulham, and whatever happens against Arsenal, we can all swallow it. Liverpool go to if you beat Leeds, you beat Fulham, you go to Arsenal, get beat 3-0. You go, all right, fair enough. Do you know what I mean? You've got the points in the bag. That was always going to happen. Liverpool, we lost 1 out of 9 or 10. You've got Barnsley. Barnsley's a free hit. Whatever you want to do against Barnsley, you want to start your luckies and stuff like that. Whatever you want to do, no problem. The manager's gone berserk again. This is why I'm so frustrated. You just took very, very minuscule steps forward in the last 3-4 weeks. Minuscule steps forward, and it's all dropped again. And we're all
that Salah outburst kept him in his job, and that's what backfired.
That's fans on his side, and you got fans on his side.
Yeah, because if Salah didn't come out of that outburst, I think start was done. But the club couldn't be shown to see that they're taking the players' side above the manager, and so Salah gave him a lifeline. But this is the repercussion of it. It's a horrible. I can't remember the last time I've watched a game like just didn't recognize his team. It's just like there's not. I don't know what they were doing, and we always had a gameplay, a style of play, and that's how we bought players to fit our style of play. But we have nothing. It's just a bunch of. It's just like Chelsea, just getting a whole bunch of players together and just throwing them in and see what comes out.
Yeah,
and that's where we're at.
There's also a part of this, gentlemen, I want to, because I think this is really important. The manager signed a 3-year deal. He's 18 months in. There could be a conversation where Liverpool just cut ties in the summer and go, we're not giving you a new deal. And he might go, well, I want one. There's only a season left, and he might go, well, fuck it then. Do you know what I mean? Like, that conversation's probably happening March, April time anyway. And Liverpool might look and go, fucking hell, we got away with one here. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's get it right. If Liverpool would have given him a new contract in the summer, everyone would have went, well, fair enough, he deserved that new contract. Do you know what I mean? 5 years, let's go. We're building on this now. We've signed Vertec, TK, and all this kind of stuff, and everyone was flying. Liverpool are probably thinking to themselves, let's just see what happens after the World Cup. Let's just see who's available. Let's just see let's see what's going on for, Iriola, for example. I know Bournemouth are on a bad run for the people, but as I've just mentioned, he's lost his whole back line. It all got sold. You know what I mean? And by the way,
probably a star forward now as well.
Exactly, yeah. And they're still scoring in games, by the way. They are still, in games all the time. Bournemouth still. Liverpool might look and go, and that's why another thing about let's just sack him. I don't think Liverpool are going to do that. I actually think Liverpool just kind of bide the time a little bit and go, well, if he finishes 6th, it's an easy sack anyway. But if he also finishes 4th, we can sit down with him and go, that wasn't good enough. You got bounced in the Champions League over 2 legs by PSG again, or Juventus or someone daft. You got bounced over 2 legs, and Liverpool can all sit there and go, not good enough. But thanks for paying out to the extra year contract, which only be a few million to pay him out of his contract. We're going to go in this direction. So I just think Liverpool will bide the time a little bit more. And I think the signs that they're going to make are not going to be for signs for Arne Slot. They're probably signs maybe for the next guy.
Brian, let me flip that script a tiny bit, just to be slightly conspiracy theory. Do you think going kind of boy? See, I know that some coaches and managers have a very reserved personality, but they also usually have a plan. And if the players aren't doing the plan, even the most reserved manager or coach will flip out at a player. And you can see them visibly saying, that's not what we're supposed to do, you moron. Even Brendan Rodgers got caught up in that with Leicester, and then the later stages at Celtic. And we all know Brendan Rodgers is the whatever's going on. Oh, Lovren, you just conceded another goal. Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's my thing. Do you think Arne Slot's already thinking in his head, I don't want to be here, and I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till the World Cup because maybe the Holland job might be available.
I don't know. I think any person who gets in that position wants to succeed, and I think that he wants to succeed. I just think that the problem is right there is that this might be above his pay grade.
Same.
Yeah.
And I think it's a big difference of going into the Eredivisie and coaching there at Feyenoord and stuff like that, and coaching Liverpool. There are two different institutions at levels that are not even in comparison. I really think that like what Kazi's saying right there makes sense for us. I mean, just to let him just go and finish out the season.
Hang himself.
Yeah, just let him come there and do what he does right there, see where he's at. And if it's not good enough, then then it needs to. He only has 1 year left in his contract. That's easy payout right there. Move on with your life and all that. It's not the thing is, don't get yourself in a position where United is right there, where they're paying for like 3 different managers at the same time right there. I mean, and just basically just sucking their entire revenue down the drain to some managers that they slagged off already. So I mean, there are managers out there who I think that could get results with the squad, and I think that, I think that they're probably, I'm sure, underneath that they're probably talking to these people somehow in some kind of communication method. Hey, would you fancy this job? Would you fancy this job? I mean, because any responsible owner has to come up with a backup plan.
Exactly.
And that's what you have to do. And I mean, and there are managers out there who I think right there would fit the squad perfectly. And I think that one of them probably is at risk of a job in the Premier League right now. Thomas Frank. I think Thomas Frank would be brilliant.
But right, there's a part here though, right, where like the Alonso argument's a great conversation. Let's just see what happens with Real Madrid. Why sack him now? Why sack Slot? That's the conversation. Yeah, it's not good.
I think with us, if our fans continue to walk out early,
the boring football can't happen. I can't continue the boring stuff.
That's one thing with Liverpool fans at Anfield is that we speak with our feet, and that's when the owners sit up and take notice.
But seriously, if I'm saying to you now, you're the gaffer, right? You're the owner of the club. By the way, Brian, I agree. I think it'd be very naive if Liverpool not speaking to the managers. Extremely naive. What's your plans after the World Cup? What's your plans here? I'm actually now seriously though, right? If I said to you, well, we can sack him now, but in 6 weeks, Alonso might get sacked. So you've got to let these pieces sometimes fall into place. You just got to wait and be patient, and then your man might come up. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see Steven Gerrard for 6 weeks. Whether we think like or not, of course we all adore the ground the man walks on, but I'd rather him just come in and go, he's here till the end of the season. He can win the Champions League, he isn't staying. Just like literally the Phil Jackson argument and the Bulls last season. You come in 82 on the bounce, you ain't staying. Do you know what I mean? But Liverpool, if Liverpool are going to do it, you have to do the interim because you need to wait till after the World Cup and you need to wait. So my question is, do Liverpool just go, fuck it, we'll swallow it, we'll go on a top 4 race. Even if we finish 5th, we still have a chance of getting in the top 4 anyway because technically it could be Champions League football. Do you know what I mean? Because of how it works. If Liverpool gets the quarter-final, I think it works out to be the 5th. It comes back to England, but I'm not sure on the technical side here. All I'm saying is, mate, right, and I agree with you, by the way, mate, I'm my dad's about the manager since the fucking day he walked in. Since what he did, to be honest, from the first game, what he done to Jaro Kwanzaa, I'll never forgive him. Right? I'll genuinely never forgive what he done to Zach Porkett. But there could be loads of lads out there, like an Alonso, who they're speaking to, and they go, what's that buyout cost that you've got on Kwanzaa again? Can you get him back? Because he'll be fucking great. Do you know what I mean? Like, it could be the conversation with Elliot, for example. I love that argument. Elliot, tremendous argument, this. We're trying to negotiate with Villa. What's the negotiation? Do you want to pay the 30 million? No. Well, we don't want to let the kid rot. We'll give you the $1 million quid just to take him back now.
Yeah. And
is he better than Chiesa? This is going back to the Serge Gnabry argument. Is he better than Chiesa? Yeah. He is. Is he more creative than Gakpo? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is he more of a goal threat than a Gakpo? Than a Chiesa? Yeah. It's January the 1st, lads, and I don't see fucking Harvey Elliott on my football bench. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. But all I'm saying is, gents, as much as we're going back to the sacking, I'm kind of going on a tangent a little bit. Sometimes you just got to let the pieces fall into place. And I just think with Liverpool, all the cards are in their hands. He's got a year left in the summer. And you can sit down and go, that wasn't good enough, mate. Tonight we give you 500 million. It was all shit. We'll cut ties now. Thanks for the Champions League place. Thanks for the bit of a run. Maybe an FA Cup run. But this isn't good enough. You can even say to Alonso, if you get sacked in 2 weeks, take the 5 months off. We'll see you in the summer. It's a done deal. Do you know what I mean? That conversation can be had as well.
Let's move on because we have unlimited thoughts but limited time. And we'll start with Suzy. This is the rumor that this is pretty much almost done. I don't know anything.
I've been a massive fan of him since this morning when I found out who he was.
Yeah, well, from the BBC, no, from the BBC, from the all of the rumor mills is this is not like Liverpool are sniffing around this player. It's pretty much in advanced stages. The thing is, he's playing for Bruges. I saw the jersey from a distance. I thought it was Inter Milan. And I was like, oh, okay. Not sure about that now because our luck with Italian players is bloody dreadful, and Italian Serie A players. But what is our thoughts on this, Susie? Is this kind of suck to the fans a little bit, given everything?
How do we go from getting to this? It's like signing another Konate. Like it's PTSD. He's raw. He's 21. Like
I looked at his stats. They're not that impressive either.
And that's in the Belgian league.
Yeah,
it's like what are we doing? Seriously, what are we doing?
Is this another case of trying to be too clever? Like we've spotted somebody nobody else is seeing, so we're going to splash a lot of money.
He's got to be related to Gakpo or something because it absolutely makes no sense to go from Gehi, pay 40 million for Gehi, just pay that 40 million, get Gehi. We don't need another Konate. We seriously
you're being harsh, yeah. Brother, you're being you're being harsh. Liverpool might lose Konate. Joe Gomez is finished. Leone's not going to kick a ball for another year.
Mm-hmm.
Van Dijk has a year and 18 months left. Liverpool have to sign centre halves.
Yeah.
I mean, Liverpool still do Gay in this lad. Like Liverpool and that.
If you get two of them, but this is instead of Gay. No, like
if you're Crystal Palace, I don't think it's instead of Gay though. I think it's including a Gay.
That's fine. I'll be happy with that.
That's all I'm saying.
I'll be happy with that.
Let's give the kid a chance before we're absolutely killing him.
No, that's not what we do in this Thursday night show, because don't be making these positive New Year's resolutions.
21, this kid.
Here's my question, though, Brian. What he does do very well, apparently, is he carries the ball forward. He's not just one of the best defenders, he's one of the best in the Belgian league at bringing the ball into the attack. We've missed that a little bit since Matip. But to tie this section into the previous section, is there any slot the man that's going to take advantage of that? Because I don't think he is. And I think that would be a wonderful thing to have, yet again, a central defender who can carry the ball into the attack and makes Timuchin smile every time he plays on the pitch.
Can I get a disciplined holding midfielder first before we talk about before we start talking about center halves that can bring the ball forward? I mean, so okay, it's great. So he can bring the ball forward, but okay, he's going to join McAllister, Gravenberg, everybody else that should be sitting back in that double pivot. Everybody's going to be up forward, and basically they're just going to hit long balls on us every day, and let's go there and score. So I mean, it doesn't.
To be fair, I'll be very happy if we did hit long balls all day, because at least the ball will be on forward. We don't even do that.
No, I'm talking about long balls on us. I mean, because we're just going to get hit over top again. The same problem that we've had for a while. So I mean, again, that stat is like meaningless to me right there. You know, I mean, as far as like what he does in the Belgian league and stuff like that. Now, on the point, we need bodies. I mean, we got to have bodies. I mean, if we can get a cheap deal in for a 21-year-old and all that, sure, let's do it right there and then just like fill him in. Yeah. It's a low risk transfer, really. Honestly, I mean, it's like so if you go there, basically go there and sign this guy on a 3-year deal right there, and you go there and he doesn't fan out. Okay, so you're only risking, what is he, 15 mil? I think is what they're paying for him.
42 million.
Is it 42?
Someone said anyway. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
So they fancy him. They rate him clearly. They think he can be a player. My argument is, I just want to send, and as much as carrying the ball out into the centre mid is important, I just want to centre half who doesn't just slide in and give loads of pens away and just win headers and wins his battle.
Even on Discord right there, Mark Gay is not coming. I think that people need to get that. He's not coming. I mean, that ship's gone. That ship sailed last year.
Why would he sign for No, seriously, why did he sign? John Stones has only got 6 months left on his contract. Why would he sign for Liverpool? Go and start for City and do that. It sounds like
he can do what he wants. He can go anywhere he wants right now. He can go to Real Madrid if he felt like going. He can go to PSG and go wherever he wants.
Rudiger has 6 months left. Why can't he go Scouser at Real Madrid? And I'm going free and have a lovely time. Yeah. Why would you come to Liverpool in the fucking dog days of Arne Slot? Jesus Christ. Listen, this kid, I don't know much about him. I'm not going to fucking sit here and look like a stats all right. I hate those kind of nerds anyway.
Well, let's all pause the show and go and look at his clips on YouTube like we used to 10 years ago.
Along with Alan's clips and everybody else.
Everyone keeps going on. It looks great, you know. And you're like, yeah, I've saw there's every single player on a YouTube compilation. I've never seen a shit one. So, I mean, listen, he's a centre half. Liverpool need bodies. If he's the right man, he's the right man. Fucking hell, I don't care. Like, Liverpool need a centre half. And by the way, if he's just a competent centre-half for 6 months, he'll be much better than Canate. If he's just a competent centre-half, wins his battles, doesn't give cheap goals away, and doesn't give fucking slide in for pens and give a point to Ellen Road. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then I'll be fine. So fuck it. Who's asked? Get him in.
I mean, I'm just, as you're talking there, I'm thinking there, if Leone doesn't get injured, this is probably not a signing we're looking to make then, really, isn't it?
No, I still think
yeah.
Because it's the Gomez replacement. It's your Gomez and your Canate.
Yeah.
So Liverpool centre-halves we go into next year are Van Dijk, Leone, this kid, and probably one more. Like, genuinely, out of all these 4 centre-halves, next season could be one player who's kicked the ball in the Premier League for Liverpool, which is Van Dijk, because Leone has. You know what I mean? As much as Leone looked great against the Championship Southampton side, who were getting whacked every week from the Championship for 25 minutes, I have no idea if he's a good football player or not, and neither do we. So, you know what I mean?
Bring on Nathan Collins. That's what I say.
And there's absolutely, yeah. I mean, but the thing goes right there is that there's no academy defenders that are going to make that jump right now. Honestly, by watching the U21s on here, there's nobody who's going to make that jump.
And Nialo gets sent off every day, every time.
Yeah. I mean, lucky. I mean, yeah.
He gets sent off in the warm up.
But Mac, right? If Liverpool are going to do signings this window, we play Barnsley on the 12th. Let's just go and give them 90 on the 12th. If this kid, if it is him, he does 90, then get him in. Like, give them that free hit of a game. Liverpool have got Karabakh at home, I think, in the last Champions League game. The league can do half an hour against. If Liverpool are 2-3-0 up at half time against Karabakh in the Champions League, then we've massive issues. Do you know what I mean? I thought this against Wolves, to be honest, but we were 2-0 up at half time, so look, we're in control of the game. So there is what I'm getting at is, lads, there is games here coming up where you can go, well, I can squeeze him in there for 15, 20. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I can get him in there. Especially the Barn. By the way, the FA Cup 4th round is the first week in February. If Liverpool beat Barnsley, you might get someone garbage again. Yeah. And then you can just go and do the same again. And basically what I'm getting at is, we've got time to build these lads up. You can't sign a centre-half now and go, you're playing Arsenal away. Do you know what I mean? That's just not fair, is it? It's like, let's get the lads ready. Let's get integrated into the team and let's go. But let's hopefully it gets done next day or two.
So with that said, in terms of the looking ahead stakes, Fulham this weekend, I don't know what to make of this one, boys. I really don't know. That's the problem, isn't it?
No idea.
I mean, I'm kind of thinking back, and I was even tempted to look back for some strange reason at our shows from not last year, the year before last, and you know how we talk about games under Klopp, and even when we were having the dog days of injuries and all that, we were never looking at a game against Fulham and going, I don't know how we're going to do in this. We probably would give them a bit of credit and they might cause us a bit of problem, but we were all fairly confident we'd have enough against them. I don't know. I literally don't even know if we're going to be like having a clean sheet in the first 15 minutes.
We'll get beat, yeah.
Yeah.
And we haven't got a sub.
I can't see us winning this.
Go ahead, Sergi. Go ahead, lad.
No, it's like you. I can't see us winning this. We just lack ideas of how to attack, and it's just like we've just any creativity or any artistry of attacking has just been completely sucked out of this team.
I mean, it really is, isn't it? I mean, it's like you get faced with two players, and instead of taking one on and then the other, it's
how many away games have we won? We beat. Okay, we went to Inter, yeah, but we beat Spurs away. It was 9 men. Beat Spurs away, and then we're going to go away now, and then you've got Adam and Traore off the bench on the 75th, and we can't run. Whether you wait, I don't know. He's fucking quick, and he'll turn you around. Like Liverpool are destined to win this. Destined to lose this. We've been destined to get beat in the last few weeks. We've been fucking bang lucky. As much as the manager's fucking steadied this ship a little bit because of the results. But yeah, we'll probably lose. I've checked the stats before. Fulham battered Palace today. They went to, I think Fulham had like 5 shots on target. Palace had 1. They scored it. Do you know what I mean? So, I think they had like a lot more shots as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But Liverpool will probably get beat and be comfortable.
I mean, Fulham in the winter, Brian. That's always either a great game or a banana skin, isn't it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, have you watched any of Fulham's matches over the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, they look a lot better than
Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson is on a rich vein of form right now. Yeah. I mean, and Jimenez right there is also in good form. So I mean, you got a pretty we're going to have to go there and keep our heads straight in this match right there to even stay competitive in this one there. I mean, and I just don't know. I'm at a loss. I don't know what we can do to go there to break them down. I mean, I don't know. I mean, especially if they're going to go in with a low block again right there, because we obviously don't know how to do anything with the low block. I mean, and Harry Wilson with set pieces is a monster. I mean, so there's some definite issues that could happen.
But again, we've got 3 days. The turnaround's quick, but also the turnaround's quick for Fulham because they play today, and I get that as well. But the turnaround's quick, and they have more options off the bench than Liverpool. And it's Fulham.
And they're probably fitter.
And they're fitter. So they have Traore off the bench, people like I think Tom Kearney came off the bench today, Harrison Reed on the bench, players like that. You'll come on, just run all over you. And Liverpool haven't got the legs.
Let me ask you all a question based sort of on today. We saw Ali do one of his famous Bruce Grobbelaar-esque, let's put everybody who's on heart tablets, which is at least means disease, into some sort of cardiac issues. Now, I'm sure we all agree that concentration is one of the biggest qualities that a goalkeeper needs to have, especially in a team that's supposed to be dominant. And Ali seems like he's losing his concentration an awful. There's always been a brain fart in there, but now they're a little bit more regular. My opinion on this is that I don't think I'm convinced by the goalkeeper coaching in terms of keeping Ali on kind of the mental side of the game. It's like golf. There's a lot of mental side to the goalkeeping game because it's not as active as in the hustle and bustle of the outfield positions. You can kind of keep yourself alert.
Lads, for me, the hardest position in footy is being a keeper at a top club. Yeah. Because you do nothing for 80 minutes and going to make a save. Yeah. It's easy to be a keeper like a Simon Mignolet. Sunderland's always the best example. Yeah. He's making 10 saves a game, he looks great. Highlight feels just amazing. But he comes to Liverpool and you've got to maintain concentration. Yeah. Simon Mignolet wasn't good enough. My argument is with Ali, and by the way, I think Ali has been pretty good in the last few weeks. I've got to be honest. I thought he was great against Spurs away for the last 10 minutes. The only one he kept his head. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Literally the only lad who kept his head. So I've got to give him a pass there. He's always had that thing in him, Macka, and I agree with you what you're saying. And I don't know if that's a coaching issue or just him as an issue. Because to be honest, he picks his own coach anyway. He had Taffarel around for a while, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? He just literally brought his own Brazilian lad and went, he's for my hero. And he's just going to be my coach, which is great. I just don't think it's much as that. I just think it's more, he's trying to create things. I think he's just trying to get, and sometimes, but I hate saying it, the extra second looking up and, kind of keeping the head a little bit. I just, that was a bit of a moment of madness today. But, coaching, the set piece coach got sacked. Ridiculous. It's so harsh on the lad, by the way. And I'll tell you why it's harsh, but people say, we hired him as like a fucking data analyst. And then we just basically said to him, do you fancy a go at this? Liverpool Football Club, ahead of the curve, lads. Basically said to a development coach, a lad who was basically, again, a data analyst, and went, do you want to just do our set pieces? Because you just show us other teams' set pieces. That's what we did. We've been left behind tactically in the coaching department. And that's including, and by the way, before people say, his name's Aaron Briggs, by the way, the set piece coach. He's a coach. Who is the head coach? The manager.
Yeah.
Aaron Slott's the head coach.
So who makes these decisions? Because I know when Klopp was in charge, we had the throwing coach and so forth, and Klopp asked for these coaches to come in.
Yes.
So it's basically Slot saying, I don't want this, or I want this, and I don't want, how much of a say does he have?
This is the point, right? So you have the set piece coach and you trust him and I get all that, but he wasn't a set piece coach.
You're right. Yeah,
he wasn't. He was a data analyst that you basically said. Slot said something. I think it was in one of the press conferences that I watched in the last couple of days, where he went, "Well, the set pieces are all the same from last season, like our setup and that." Why have you just? What are you saying? I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was so angry when I heard it. I'm like, so all the other teams have 38 games of analysts on you. They've worked it out, and you haven't went. Fucking hell, it was all the same as last season. I don't know how to change this. I don't know, fella. How about come up with a different fucking plan? 3-4 years ago, lads, Pep Guardiola completed football when he played 4 centre-halves. Is he playing 4 centre-halves now? No. Do you know why? Football evolves, lads. When we were growing up, 4-4-2 is the only formation in the history of football. Guess what, lads? It isn't. Do you know why? Footy evolves. How about you fucking evolve your set pieces? To sit there in the press and go, I don't really know what to do to change it, to be honest, because it's still the same as last season. Maybe because
And he publicly says that as well. He's publicly
Says
saying,
out
we
loud.
don't know how to beat low
He
block.
says
We
it out
don't know how
loud.
to.
I look at him
know.
sometimes and go, lad, have you got autism or something? You're just saying
I
like
think
the
he
private
has.
things out. Just don't
Yes.
say that. So like all these other what do you expect Wolves to do? They're going to come and get at you. They're going to come and go, how do we try and score a goal today? Well, we'll fucking concentrate on set pieces and what do we do? Do you know what I mean? It's like it's just fucking mind-boggling. These are the Premier League clubs. There's 19 other Premier League clubs. All hire thousands of analysts. Well, at least fucking loads of analysts, loads of coaches to do exactly what they're doing. There's a lad who's probably at Man City on $100,000 a year, watching corners as a job. Every 19 teams, and then they get all the players in, they give them, and you go, you got 15 minutes this week, and then you throw it at them. You're sitting there and going, nothing changed. I don't really know. Nothing changed.
Here's the thing that we talked about on the Tuesday show, because it's something that it actually bugs me that we have that many coaches now, because there's no real need. I get that side of it, but when we've been doing so poorly on the set pieces, I'm continually puzzled and sitting there wondering what the hell. Like, if Arne Slot's title was football first team manager, I'd get it. Klopp was first team manager. Linders took the technical and tactical stuff. Kornmeyer took all the fitness stuff. Achterberg and Taffarel was last season, wasn't he? He wasn't under Klopp, or was he?
He was under Klopp.
He was under Klopp. Yeah. So that's the tradition. They take the. Although, having said that, I did watch like an old 1970s Liverpool clip on YouTube there, where Ray Clements didn't have a goalkeeping coach. It was just him and the other lad, being involved. But nevertheless, Arne Slot has done all of his badges. He's done his UEFA C, his UEFA B, his KNVB full license, his pro license. That man should be able to get out on the football pitch with a session and go, lads, we've been absolutely crap at corners, defending and attacking. We're spending an hour, and that's all we're doing today. It's a nice recovery session for you. No sprinting.
They must have, though, man.
No, but I'm saying Arne Slot should be able to do. We shouldn't have to hire the bloody data analyst guy.
I'm sure he is alongside that lad, because they haven't kicked a footy for a week. They're a week between games. It's not like, for example, now with Fulham, they'll do the relaxation tomorrow. That's basically a rest day. They'll come in and do a bit of pre-op, which is basically getting yourself ready for the game. You do a little bit of fucking man marking and stuff like that, then you're ready into Fulham. So when you haven't got no time to work on it, you've had a week off, and you're still conceding. I would sit there for the first week of that thing and go, we concede loads of set pieces. Guess what we're doing this week, lads, before we kick a ball again? Working on set pieces. So they must be doing that. But it's still not working. So the question is, Mark, again, they've sacked this lad. Okay, this lad wasn't a set piece coach, a special set piece coach. You've lost Heitinger. So you've lost a bit of your backroom stuff. There's a bit of a thing there. And I can sympathise with the Heitinger. I can sympathise. He's gone to Ajax, biggest club in Holland. But you need to find a way to fix it. If a manager runs a company, it's on the manager. It's not it's like that famous thing of the Bane. Someone tweeted it, the Bane meme. Do you expect one of us in the wreckage, brother? And it's like you have to go. Do you remember when your famous guy, Brendan Rodgers, when they just sacked all his backroom staff?
All of his backroom staff.
A few lads for 3 months, and it just didn't work. And then he got sacked anyway.
Sean McPartland and Gary Mack.
They just got a few lads in and went, it's the backroom staff's fault. He just threw all his backroom staff under the bus. He's fucking sacked his set piece coach, who wasn't a set piece coach. And that lad, by the way, and why do you like the lad? I don't know, he's been slated. He's got to go and get another job somewhere. He has to sit down for an interview. And they go, well, you're shit at set pieces. Yeah, that wasn't my job, mate.
Here's the thing. Though. I certainly wouldn't blame the set piece. My thing is exactly what you're saying. Arne Slot is the head coach. He's responsible for all training plans. He's responsible for all tactics.
Hiring.
And hiring. Yeah. And, what is he what are we paying him for if all these deficencies are happening in the game and his coaches aren't able to fix them?
I don't know why we're paying.
That's what I'm saying. They should just hire us for. We've literally got all the answers, because everything we say happens a week later.
I'll see you next Thursday. I'm done, man. I'm fucking honestly, I'm fucking spent. I don't know. I just ended on that. Why are we fucking paying this man? I don't know. I don't know why we're paying him. I don't know why I'm watching Dominic Szoboszlai on the 89th minute doing this to the team when we're fucking drawing it on to Leeds. I have no idea what I'm doing.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's just so, but that has to be a part of the coaching, Mac. That has to be, because where's the urgency? Where's the passion? Where's the intensity? Where's the identity? I get you have to stop the rot. By the way, huge props to the manager for stopping the rot. You have to stop. You can't just keep losing footy matches, and he has stopped losing footy matches. Sound. But you still got to try and win them.
Yeah.
You still got to try and win them. You can't just expect a bit of quality from Ekatike to Verts against Wolves, for example. Do you know what I mean? You can't just keep expecting. There needs to be a pattern of play. There needs to be a style. And that's our biggest problem. There isn't.
And with that in mind, and before we wrap it up for the fourth show of 2026, I have no idea whether there's a coffee morning show tomorrow morning, but I'm in work, so I don't really.
I'll get a message about fucking 5
Give us some score predictions for Fulham. I'll go straight away. I'm going to say 2-0 Fulham.
Yeah, I got 3-0 Fulham.
Yeah,
2-1 Fulham.
Yeah, 3-0.
See, I don't see a score.
I never thought I'd say it.
How are we scoring, Brian? We don't get any of the opposite box. How are we scoring?
Happy New Year to Jimbo as well.
I think it's gonna be a fluke play right there, and possibly a penalty or something like that. It's not gonna be us from open play.
By the way, the one thing that I can count about, I can say unlucky today on is the penalty. It's a penalty all day. I don't know. He's holding on to him for like fucking 15 seconds. But again, this comes down to it. He's a moron. Go down.
Yeah.
Whether we like that, I started to stay on this. Go down.
Yeah. But remember how many times that happened? The same thing happened to Mo, when Mo would stay up right there, right, and they never called the penalty when it was clear penalty. Same thing. It's keeps on happening right there. And you don't want players to go there, actually go and just make the tumble right there, and then you get the whole thing. Oh, they're died and stuff like that right there. But sometimes when it's there, you gotta take it. You gotta take it.
The thing is, he tumbled against Wolves the other day. It was the most stupidest dive he took. And then this one, just go down. It just reminded me of that time with Sadio Mane did it against Burnley, and he didn't go down. And
you have to go down. But he's a moron. I know he started, by the way, and then he passed. Jesus, shoot! I'd rather you shoot than Vert shoot. You shoot. You know what I mean? I'd rather you just hit the ball as hard as you possibly can. But anyway, frustrating.
So that's a round robin of losses for Liverpool, correct?
Yeah.
That's probably what's going to happen. Yeah, what we say happens in the game. So with that said, your New Year's resolution, everybody who's watching or curiously just passed by to watch us handsome bastards talk about Arnie Slot for an hour and 7 minutes, is to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X formerly known as Twitter. Hit that bell, like and subscribe buttons and all of that kind of stuff. And then you will know everything that is happening. I'm off to break my New Year's resolutions already by eating 2 loaves of bread in sadness. Jesus. I'm not even going to put butter on them. I'm just going to eat them. I'm going to raw dog the bread.
I'm going to slice it.
Yeah, just like Scooby, exactly like Scooby-Doo. But gentlemen, let's see what fortune has for us. But it's not good right now. The present is that the year hasn't started well, and we want it to be different. If Arnie Stockage should suddenly turn into the next Johan Cruyff, tactical genius, change the game forever. Here's loads and loads of trophies. There'll be no 4 happier lads than us.
I wish I could say it's going to get better. It isn't.
Yeah,
we're undefeated.
That D-Ream guy from Northern Ireland was wrong.
Yeah, bring back
things aren't going to get better.
Bring back Mo Salah.
Bring back Mo Salah and 4-4-2 and long balls into the box. That's all we need. Okay, everybody. Thank you for joining us, Brian Cousins. To see Happy New Year to everybody. You guys are probably all off to have a nice day tomorrow. I have to go into work, so peace out. I'm off to bed after I eat the 2 loaves of bread and get tired. Peace out, everybody. Here's some funky music. Have a good one.